Hey friends, welcome to Organized Chaos Season 2 Permission Granted. I'm your host, Shabana Knight, and I'm so happy you're here. As a certified personal trainer, decluttering queen, manifestation coach, and energy reader, I help women release what no longer serves them and embrace their truest desires. Each week, I'll share encouraging stories, life lessons, and simple tools to help you grow, heal, and create a life you truly love. So, whether you are driving, folding laundry, or out for a walk, or sipping your favorite cup of coffee, thank you for being here. Take what you need and leave the rest. And oh, by the way, you've had the permission all along. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Hey, here on Weigh In Wednesday, we're talking all about water. And my Wednesday wish for you and me is simply this: drink more water. Our bodies are made of about 60 to 70% water, yet so many of us walk around dehydrated without even realizing it. A simple rule of thumb is to drink half your body weight in ounces each day. So if you weigh 160 pounds, aim for 80 ounces of water daily. When you break it down, it's really not that overwhelming. Over an 8-hour workday, that's about 10 ounces an hour. Just a little more than 1 cup, since a cup of water is 8 ounces. So that's my Wednesday challenge and my wish for you. Drink your water every day, give or take a few ounces. Just make it a priority. Give or take a few ounces. Just make it a priority. Then report back to me next Wednesday, and we'll keep a habit stacking together. If you want to, of course. Now, speaking of water, here's a not so fun story. For about the last week, every time I'd walk into our bedroom, I noticed this awful smell. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So on Monday, I decided it was time to do a deep clean. I took all the sheets off the bed. I washed the sheets and the comforter. I dusted everything. I cleaned the windowsill, the window ledges. I picked up the clutter. I took out the dirty laundry. I vacuumed. I added a few new decorations. I cleaned under the bed. The week before, I had already gone through all my clothes, so I knew that there wasn't an issue there. I emptied the bathroom trash. I burned some Palo Santo. I put fresh sheets on the bed. While cleaning under the bed, I found one tiny piece of cat poop, so I thought maybe that was it. A day earlier, I even asked my youngest to crawl under the bed to see if she noticed anything. She said, "It just smells awful under here." So after all that cleaning, everything looked beautiful, and by that time, it was almost 10 p.m. And I was like, okay, the room smells better, everything looks good. And I was about to get into bed, put my pajamas on. And then as I was getting closer to my bed, I was like, oh my gosh, there's that smell again. So right next to my bed, about 3 weeks ago now, David had put the portable AC unit up. And I got closer to it and I'm like, something smells. So I'm like smelling like the hose that goes out the window. And it's just like very faint. And then I pull the AC unit out of the corner because it's kind of like my nightstand also. And that's when I noticed something. The drain plug on the back of it had come unplugged. And instantly I knew what it was. It was that it had been quietly leaking water behind the machine and underneath the bed and all over the carpet and in the corner. So at this point, I texted David, who was downstairs reading. I unplugged the machine, of course, and detached the hose and pulled it out. And then I grabbed some paper towels and I started just, pressing down in the corner, and like nothing was coming up off the paper towels. And I was like really confused. And so I'm like checking in with myself and I'm like, this is so weird because when I put my nose down onto the carpet, it like smelled so bad. I was like, yep, that's definitely what I'm smelling. Why is nothing picking up off from the paper towel? And I have been sensitive to mold before. Prior to living in this house, we lived in a 2-bedroom duplex. And I remember that was just really poorly run. And there was like mold growing on the wall. And we all like had breathing issues and health problems. And thankfully, we got to move out of that house. And it was what it was. And it was just like a really hard season. But anyway, So I'm just very weary of mold, and I just absolutely hate mold like with a passion. And I know all the health concerns when it comes to water damage and mold and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like, okay, so maybe that's a good sign that nothing's coming up off these paper towels. But then I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that the carpet smelled this bad. Like, there's no way that the water's gone. So I'm just like, okay, deep breaths. So I like pull back the carpet from the corner. And of course I think like a cockroach is going to jump out. A couple nights ago I had this dream that I had gone decluttering at a client's house and I came back with like a cockroach on me, and then like all these cockroaches had spawned and there's cockroaches all over me and stuff like that. So like there was this fear that if I ripped back the carpet there would be cockroaches. Of course that didn't happen, thank God, but there was no bugs. So I ripped back the carpet. What I did find was, unfortunately, of course, all the padding underneath was completely soaked. So I just keep pulling back the carpet, pulling back the carpet. And there was a good chunk of the carpet that was completely soaked. And if you know anything about water damage, is that the padding underneath the carpet is just like a big sponge, and you have to just take care of it right away. So went downstairs, told David that I found the smell and told him what it was and that we needed to take care of it. Everything finally clicked into place because recently I've been waking up feeling off and just not feeling like myself during the day. I've been more tired, and being able to pull back the carpet and realizing that that's why, with that extra moisture in the air and things smelling funny, the reason why I've been off is because I've been breathing in, like, honestly, just like toxins and stuff. Your nose always knows. So, of course, David's first question is, can it wait till tomorrow? I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And he's a person that goes to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 at like the latest, because he gets up early for work and he's very like responsible and he's a very scheduled person. And I'm like the night owl. And I said, you know what, like I'm tired too, but in my opinion, and according to Google, when it comes to water damage, like every minute matters. The faster you remove the moisture and get air moving with fans, the better your chances are of preventing mold from growing. We are not waiting another like 10 hours to deal with this, especially in the bedroom where we sleep and breathe, and sleep is so important and we're not going to add mold to it. So he's like, all right, you're right. I'm like, what? Say that again? And he's like, let's just get this done. I'm like, okay, sorry. So of course we like move the bed, finish pulling back the carpet, get the X-Acto knife, cut out all the wet padding and stuff. I just throw that out on the front porch. But like in general, like you do not want to mess around with mold. Long-term mold exposure can be incredibly hard on your health. I've had several friends deal with mold issues and it's absolutely awful. So at 10 p.m. at night, we move the bed, pull up the carpet, grab the X-Acto knife, cut out only the soaked carpet pad, and put fans directly on the wood subfloor and carpet to start drying out everything. Thankfully, it already seems to be drying well, but we'll keep the fans running all day tomorrow. Then we'll replace the battery in our moisture tester so we can check everything and make sure both the carpet and the floor are completely dry. And so as I'm recording, today's Tuesday and it's been drying for almost 24 hours. Next is to take the moisture tester and test the wood and carpet and make sure that the percentage is down to a safe level. So we did have a baseball game tonight, and it is 10 o'clock as I'm recording this on that Tuesday night. And I did come home and test it. We're at much safer levels. So right now, some areas are around 12 to 15%, which is actually really good. But then there's other parts of the wood that's at like 6%. So really, honestly, I want to get it down to 8% or lower. There was some parts that were beeping like yellow, which I think that was like 18%. So basically, we're just going to dry it for another 24 hours and then retest it. We do need to get another tack strip because one of them was dark in color and that was like, looked like mold spores to me. And so it should be easy to do. So just if you are someone who pray that we would be able to do this stuff. We're not really handy people, but like it would be awesome if we can get this resolved in the next couple of days because I just want my bedroom put back together. Everything's kind of everywhere, but that all the percentages would be correct, that all the dry wood would be good so we don't have to like cut any dry wood out or do anything crazy like that. That we'd find we wouldn't have to buy so much padding that we could just get the right amount for the padding and not have a bunch of extra stuff. And then just all the stuff. We could get the smell out of the carpet. We did borrow like a carpet cleaner thing from a friend and just quick turnaround time. And honestly, the biggest prayer would be no more leaks for a while. I am done. This is our fourth leak in a period of, I feel like a short time, but really like a couple years, but it's enough. Leaks are just no fun at all. So, this is my like weigh in Wednesday tips. If you ever have a leak on a carpet, save yourself so much time by lift up the carpet and literally like get the stupid sponge pad off ASAP. That sponge pad thing will not dry up. It is not worth your time saving at all. Like take an X-Acto knife to it and cut that stuff out right away. It just literally traps in all the water, all the moisture, and then you just want to dry out the plywood that's underneath. You want to dry that out as quick as you can and get the moisture tester thing off Amazon. If you need to return it, you can. Honestly, we just kept ours because it's such a great tool to have. If and when you need it, you'll like last forever. It's one of those things. If you're a homeowner, you should just have one of these things, and hopefully you'll never have to use it. But it checks the wood. Wait, I wrote it down. Where was it? Oh yeah, the stud, the drywall, the wood. It also tests concrete. Um, yeah, it tests a bunch of things to see if it has any moisture and it has like the different settings on it and stuff like that. It's a really cool, fancy tool to have. So yeah, those are my tips. Just get rid of that pad thing. And then if you need to, if the leak is really bad and you don't have enough fans in your house, you can rent the big industrial fans for a couple days or a day or two from Home Depot. So that's also a good tip. Hopefully, you'll never have to deal with water damages and leaks and stuff like that because water damages suck. Mold sucks. It's horrible for your health. It like it's so bad. It's just so bad. Deal with it. Deal with it quickly. Okay, now here are 3 takeaways. Takeaway number 1: small daily habits create big results. Drinking enough water is one of the simplest ways to support your body, energy, and overall health. 2. Pay attention to what feels off. Whether it's your body, your home, or your intuition, don't ignore the warning signs. Your awareness is often trying to protect you. 3. Address the problem early. The longer we avoid an issue, the bigger it often becomes. Small actions today can prevent much larger problems tomorrow. Now, here are 3 journal prompts. What is one small habit I can commit to this week that will have a positive impact on my health? For me, recently, it's been going back to the gym and going back 3 to 4 times a week, even if it's just to walk on the treadmill or to lift weights or take a Zumba class. It's been really fun going back to the gym and starting that back up. It's definitely giving me more energy and making me smile and laugh more and have a good time. So I don't know what your healthy habit is, or if it's just to start drinking more water each day. All right. Journal prompt number 2: where in my life have I been ignoring a warning sign, and what is one action I can take today? Journal prompt number 3: What have I been putting off that would bring me more peace if I handled it now? I know what mine is. Doing my quarterly taxes. I should do them because July is almost ending and I need to get that done. Okay, now here are 3 mantras. I care for my body one healthy choice at a time. I trust my intuition and take action with confidence. Small, consistent actions create a healthy, peaceful life. As we wrap up today's Weigh In Wednesday, I want to leave you with this thought. Today we talked about drinking more water because our bodies need it to thrive. We talked about listening to our body and creating healthy habits one sip at a time. Then we talked about the leak in our bedroom. At first it was just a smell. It would have been easy to ignore it and hope it went away. But the smell was trying to tell us something. There was a problem underneath the surface that needed our attention. And honestly, I think that's a lot like an energy reading. When I do an energy reading, we're not just looking at what's obvious on the surface. We're gently uncovering what may have been hidden, old beliefs, emotions, stress, or patterns that have quietly been leaking your energy. Sometimes we ignore those little nudges for weeks, months, or even years until they become something much bigger. Whether it's your body asking for water, your home telling you there's a leak, or your soul whispering that something needs your attention, don't ignore it. Your body speaks, your home speaks, your intuition speaks. The question is, are we listening? This week, ask yourself, what is quietly asking for my attention right now? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your home. Maybe it's your spirit. Whatever it is, don't wait. Small problems are often much easier to address before they become big ones. And if something in today's episode resonates with you, if you're feeling like there's something beneath the surface that's asking to be seen, I would love to support you. My private energy readings are a safe space to gain clarity, release what's no longer serving you, and reconnect with yourself. You can book an energy reading by emailing me at shabananight22@gmail.com or simply check the show notes below for all the details. Thank you so much for spending part of your Wednesday with me. If this episode encouraged you, would you do me a favor? Share it with a friend who could use this reminder. Until next time, keep making small choices that lead to big changes. Keep listening to what your body, your home, and your intuition is trying to tell you. And remember, you've had the permission all along. I'll see you next week. Love from your favorite Shabana Knight. Now here's a review from someone who has had an energy reading from yours truly. Christine writes, Shabana was able to tune in to a message from Spirit that felt timely for me and my personal growth and healing journey. She delivered messages that felt like they were truly for me at the moment. In particular, she shared an angel number which confirmed the accuracy. I had just made a mental note of that angel number via the clock while driving 2 hours earlier, and it was the only angel number I had recognized that day. I hadn't shared it with anyone, and she shared that it came through for her. Then she interpreted what it meant to her, and it landed so perfect that I began to get emotional. If you want confirmation or guidance in your life, I would recommend an energy reading with Shabana. From Christine. All right, guys, know that you're amazing and I love you, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. Love you. Bye.